Hi, everyone. I hope everyone is doing well today. I'm having a good day. It's a good day, so I'm going to work on my green page and of my three-page journal. It's my three-page journal that I've just started on, and I want to tell you what this is about. This is this is how I feel today. If I feel really good, if I'm doing really good. Now you know that I've been dealing with a little bit of depression. I've been studying about depression since my daughter passed away 8 weeks ago from depression. I want to understand her more. Uh, like I said, it's like shutting the barn door after the horses escape, but I want to understand more about depression because this is actually what took her life. And I've struggled with depression for all of my life, I would have to say, even as a child. Um, and so I've been medicated for depression, though, for 20 years. And that helps a whole lot. And I've had more good days than bad, I have to say. But since the death of my daughter, it just kind of was a trigger again for my depression. So the thing is, I want to work through it. I want to work through it, and I know I can work through it, and I can work through it using my plan of my three-page. Well, I do a lot of journaling. Period. I write. I like to write, and so I do a lot of journaling. Oh, excuse me. And so, but there's some days I don't know what to write. I know what I'm feeling, I know what I'm thinking, but I can't put it in words. And so that's what this journal is for. If I'm having a good day, I can, I can, I will work if I'm having a good day, but my words just don't seem to be here to explain what I'm feeling. Then I'm going to just use this here journal. I'm just going to use this journal right here. It's I have had this little bin of silky flowers for like forever. I've had it for so long, and I'm using these flowers because this is going to be my flower garden style book here. And so on days that I don't know what to write because the words aren't coming to me because I don't really know what I'm feeling, but I know I can always know if my feelings are if if I'm having a good day or if I'm having a mediocre day or if my day is just sad. This is my sad day. If I'm having a really sad day, I'm going to grow this flower garden in here to take my sadness away. And if it's a mediocre day, that it's just not good and it's not bad, it's just a regular day, then I'll put flowers on this page. If it's a perfectly wonderful day, in my opinion, then I'm going to add flowers on this page. And so that's just what that is. It's my feeling healing, my healing feeling journal. And so I was talking to my friend Mary yesterday, and she gave me some other ideas what to call it, but my memory is just absolutely gone berserk, and so I don't remember what she said. But she was giving me some. She gave me some advice and encouragement, and so that was good. So, but I wanted to just talk to you all a little bit. Also, now, first of all, many of you know I was trying to make a second channel, and my second channel my plans for my second channel was to be spread awareness, spread awareness to depression or other emotions, mental health related. And so, and your mental health can be anywhere from absolutely wonderful and on a green page, or it could be all kinds of sad on a red page. And could be anger. Your emotions are all over the place. And happiness is an emotion too. So it's just any way that you might feel is an emotion. And so one of the best things though, if you're going through any kind of havoc with your emotions, if you don't know if you're sad or if you're happy or maybe you do know, but I want to talk today mainly about what you can do for somebody else. Now, see, because one of my issues was one of my thoughts since my daughter passed is I've been what could I have said to her? How could I have treated her? What could I have done differently to make the end result different? And I want to tell you she died of depression. I'm sure I don't have to explain that any further. And she lived next door to me for 10 years, and I feel like if she next door lived right next door to me, why didn't I see? But I did see. I knew she had problems. I knew she was dealing with depression and in schizophrenia. She had a lot of different mental health diagnoses. She would take her medication and she'd be fine. And then she would have her medication for a few days and say, "Oh, I'm fine. I don't need this." Then she wouldn't take her medication and then she'd go back down. And and I knew she was doing that. I knew that. I would tell her, "No, you need to just take it all the time." And no, it just I didn't have the right words to say. Well, I was reading. I've been doing a lot of research on depression, and I've been able to understand myself so much better. Um, the thing a lot of people with depression, I believe, feel is that I think they feel that maybe, see, this is where I come with the problems with words, that feel like maybe it's all in their head. You know, I can, because there are a lot of people that will um, say that, "Oh, I live with depression too, and I know how to deal with it, and I don't need medicine, and I can be just fine." And when somebody talks like that to you, which she did have one of those, she did have a friend for a while that was just like that, that you can just suck it up, buttercup, and you're going to be fine. And that's not always true. And when somebody says that, it's actually doing harm to the person with depression. And so I have a few things that I wrote down here in my journal in one of my studies that is things you can do for somebody with depression. And tell them that you care. One of the things I mentioned, okay, one of the things is like when you say, if you ask somebody with depression, especially if you're feeling like, if you're feeling like they're dealing with depression, which you can pretty much tell, you pretty much can see it. You say, "How are you?" And then pretty much the default answer from everybody is going to say, "I'm good," or "I'm just fine." And then follow that question with, "No, really, how are you?" And a lot of times that second question will bring up, will cause that, will encourage that person to speak to you, to tell you how they really are. And so, because most people, when they do say, "How are you?" they're really not expecting you to answer. They're just expecting for you to say, "I'm fine. How are you?" You know, and that's usually what how the conversation goes. And and so that's one thing. And tell them that you care. Hug them or hold their hand. You know, some people don't take hugs very well. My daughter didn't like hugs. I mean, she did hug. I mean, she would hug her grandchildren, but she wasn't a real huggy kind of person. And so, and then, so you'll be able to tell if the person's huggable or not. And and number two was tell them that you care and that you're there for them. Don't try to come up with something that's going to fix. I need you to do this, or you know, really, they're not really looking for advice. Um, they don't want to be questioned. My daughter would get so upset with me when I'd say, "Did you take your medicine today?" That would upset her. That would upset her when I would question if she took her medicine. And so, and I don't know, I might learn later more about that. But anyway, okay. Like I said, tell them that it's okay to feel this way. Don't ask them, why are you feeling this way? Because they probably don't know. They probably do not know. And one of the things I saw just recently, and something I was looking at, my daughter was one that, when she was feeling really bad, she would she would say she's feeling really bad. She would cry real hard. She goes, "I don't know why I feel this way. I don't understand it. I hate myself when I'm like this." And she would take her fist and hit herself in the head. And with my with my studies that I've been doing lately, that's very common. That is very common. And to somebody who has a depression, that they act out that way. And so, because they really, there's stuff going on in their head, they don't want it to be there. And I saw that a lot in my daughter. And so you're probably saying, "Well, why didn't you?" But I didn't know that it wasn't just her, that it was a very common something with somebody with, um and I don't remember exactly. I don't think she's actually ever told me all of her diagnoses. I think she kept them to herself. But I know she was diagnosed with bipolar, bipolar, manic depressive, depression, anxiety, and schizophrenia. Now, the word schizophrenia, to me, up until recently, I thought it was, if somebody had schizophrenia, then they need to be locked up and throw away the key. And that's not it. That's not it at all. A lot of these psychiatric words just sound worse than what they really are. They just sound terrible. And if you don't know what they mean, then you think the worst of a person if they are diagnosed, or if they say, most people with that diagnosis, they won't even tell others that that's what they're diagnosed with, because the word just sounds so horrible. And 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 just to understand a little bit more. And I'm not, all I am is a mother that lost a child to depression. I'm not I'm not educated in it at all. Not educated in much except sewing scraps together. Now my thread just come out of my needle. And and then let's see. Ask them what you can do to help. What can I do to help you? It might be maybe your friend or your loved one is just needing to go out to lunch to if she's doing laundry, just say, "Oh, let me help you with that laundry. I have nothing better to do." Something, just anything. And you can ask them if they do you see a psychologist? Do you see a doctor for your problems? Um, find out if they say no, then maybe you can um, encourage them to go and let your feelings be known. I mean, even to your regular general practitioner. Um, I get this needle through this thread. No, I don't need to get the needle through the thread. I need to get the thread through the needle. Just a minute. Let me concentrate a minute on the eye of this needle. Okay, come on, go, 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 go. Thank you. Now, got it. Let's see. Ask them, do you need somebody to talk to? Remind them that, remind them, looks like I didn't write a whole sentence here. Okay, never mind that one because I'm reading it and I just wrote, do you need some, remind them that they can help. Okay, I don't know what I'm going to say there. Okay, because I didn't write down a whole sentence. That's what I do too. If I'm listening to things with a lot of topics and I'm writing, then I start writing the next thing I'm thinking before I finish the thing I'm writing first. But anyway, I just wanted to let you all know that for myself now, I am for myself I am working through this. I'm working through this, and boy, it's not easy. It's not easy. Because of course I miss my daughter terribly, terribly, terribly. I miss her. Some days I miss her more than others. I mean, not that I miss her more than others. It's some days I just I guess I oh good grief, Elizabeth. Some days I just it's just I'm more aware of other days. Some days I'm just more aware that she's gone and some days I'm just my I have no words some days. I just like right now I'm not making one bit of sense. But I keep busy with my crafting. I focus on my family that is here. I find things. Where is the end of this thread? Heck with it. Now I'm just making a big old knot. So I'm just going to go like this. There we go. That took care of that one. Now, so all my videos aren't going to be depressing like this because I am working my way through it. But instead of making the other channel like I first thought I was going to do, I'm not going to do that. I'm just going to add this. This channel is going to be, for now anyway, it's going to focus on my crafting, my arts and my crafts, and it and threading needles, it's going to focus on my arts and crafts. But how I'm using my hobbies to work through sadness, sadness and depression, and such as that. I'm going to just work on it, work on it, work on it. And so you will hear in my videos, sometimes I'm going to be all chipper and wonderful. Sometimes I'll be on a green page, sometimes I'll be on a red page. Most of the time I'll probably be on this yellow page. Not that I'm going to do all these pages constantly, but just keeping busy. Keeping busy is the key. Is one key. It's not the cure. It's not the cure, but it is definitely part of the help. It is something that helps, and and um and that's what I need. That's what I need. And I have been reading and rereading some of the comments that people have left to me under my videos, and I see how much people care. I'm telling you, and one of the things that is part of my issues is feeling unworthy. I've always felt unworthy. I have always, if somebody tells me you are awesome, I will think they're saying it just to be nice, because they know that I'm not really awesome. Now, and I know that's not true. I know that's not true. But it's just the way sometimes some things just get stuck up in my crazy head. And so there's things now, and especially since I am learning more about depression, mainly for my daughter. I thought, and you might say, well, she's gone. How can you help her anymore? Well, maybe I can help somebody else. Maybe somebody that's listening to me ramble on about nothing, maybe they are dealing with depression themselves. Maybe they think there's no light at the end of the tunnel, or maybe they have a loved one that's dealing with depression. Something. I'm just now learning that I'm able to talk about depression, my depression, without um, and know that I'm not going to be judged, because I never really talked about my depression. Um, I never really talked about depression because I just kind of always thought it's something you should keep hidden. Like back in the day, if you had a family member that dealt with any kind of a mental illness, you found a place to, um, you had to go find a place to store them in the cellar, or, stupid things like that. I'm sorry, I just keep moving this thing around so much. I'm just making a bunch of French knots now in the middle of these flowers. You know how to make a French knot? Just like that. You go up come up through the bottom, underneath, pull your thread through, and then you wrap the thread around the needle a couple times, but hold the thread, and then you get that needle and hold the thread just a couple inches away, and then put that needle back through. You're still holding that thread, and you don't want to let it turn loose, and then pull it gently through, and it'll leave a knot on the top. See that? So poke the needle through the bottom, pull the needle up, wrap it the thread a couple times there with the needle real close to the where you just pulled it up. Oops, I pulled the needle out. Stick it back down in there. Hold on to this thread right here. Don't let it pull through too tightly right away. Just pull it through. Look at there, I've got that. Okay. See, I was still kind of holding on to that thread a little bit, and I just kind of hold on to it a little bit till it's all pulled through, and to make the knot. If you don't hold on to it, then that whole thing you wrapped will just go through. So that's why you got to hold on to it. Otherwise, that little wrap you just made will unwrap. So you just pull that thing up there. Pull that thing up there. Give it a couple wraps. Poke it back through. Hang on to that thread there with your non-dominant hand. And so, or you could put your finger on it right there too, see, and pull it through. And then that holds the knot in place. And I just put a few right in the center there. See here, I used brown and put that through there. And so, but I think this book's going to help me. I mean, and you could journal in any kind of a way you want. I've seen people do a journal that they just take a magazine and cut images out of a magazine and glue them maybe in another magazine. Just glue. Um, just glue things down. That's another thing you can do. There, you don't have to be an artist like Picasso or somebody, and you don't have to be all perfect to do a journal. A journal can be anything. This here journal is it's just 3 pieces of felt, and I just put these little things here, and here I gotta tie this off now. See, it's showing all boogery on this side. Well, there, I just tied that in a knot there. Tied it in a knot. There we go. I put that in my pin cushion. But there's really no first page on here because, so you can take them pages and flip them. Take this page and flip it. Take this page and flip it. So oops, flip. So any page can be the front of the book. See the way these hinges are in here. See. But anyway, I started doing just put some stitches around these little hinges too, which I might continue to do that with a different color or something on a different day. Everything can be done on a different day. And then the backs are going to be all full of threads and knots. Well, that's okay because then I can just go over, put more flowers on there or flower petals or whatever, just to cover them things up. So there's so many things that you can do. So many beautiful things that you can do. And I'm just going to use my silk flowers to do these little things in this book. But this book I think is going to be like a little crutch for me. It's just going to be a little help. And so hopefully I get the green page filled up before I get the red page filled up. But once I get the red page filled up, you know, if I'm having a bad day and I feel like I want to work on this red page, it could be by the time I finish this red page, I might not be having a bad day anymore. So that's how that goes. And so, but yeah, I got this in the mail on Saturday, this card. And it's amazing how this card come. My friend, well, I got it from my friend Sherry. She sent me a card. She says, "Dear Lizzie, I'm so sorry I was late sending you this card." She wrote on there, and but it come at a perfect time. It says on there, praying for you, God is the strength of my heart and my portion forever. Psalms 73:26. God is the strength of my heart and my portion forever. May God give you strength when yours is gone. May his grace and mercy carry you on. May the unending love that he has for you revive your heart and see you through. And it wasn't late at all, Sherry. This came right on Tom, right on time. And so that was wonderful to receive that card in the mail. I like getting cards in the mail. And so, yeah, okay, so this was a kind of an odd video, I'm sure. If nothing else, maybe I showed you how to do a French knot. And it's good for me because I have you to listen to me. And I know you're listening. If you're still here, you done listened to the whole thing. And so, okay, let me pull a book here. Which book is this? Oh, God's Way Through Brokenness. Okay, this was one that was sent to me by my friend Ethel. Let me see something. Um, let's just see. Stronger Than You Think. Well, there you go. That might be the one to read. Okay, my glasses are over by the bed and I don't want to get up. Okay. Now the Lord is the Spirit, and where the Spirit of the Lord is, there is freedom. That's 2 Corinthians 3:17. Okay, let me just get my bookmark here. I can read better with a bookmark. Okay, have you ever seen a power team perform? They're crazy strong. They can crack bricks with their foreheads, knock down walls with a swift kick, and lift weights that would send a normal human tumbling to the ground. That kind of supernatural strength doesn't happen overnight. It's slowly built as they lift more, hit harder, and build muscles to accomplish the near supernatural tasks before them. When you're in a rough season, it might feel like you have no strength at all. You couldn't smash a bug, let alone a brick. You assume I'm weak, I can handle this. But you might just surprise yourself. Maybe you've been memorizing scriptures or singing worship songs in the weeks or months leading up to this weak moment. At just the right time, when you're in bed with the flu, for instance, a familiar chorus or verse floats through your mind, and you're temporarily transported into God's presence. Suddenly, it all comes back to you. The uplifting words, the joy, the promise that He's right there with you. It's never too late to beef up, girl. Get those muscles ready now while things are going well. Memorize those verses, sing those hymns, praise at the top of your lungs with the worship songs. You're going to need these promises later. And remember, even if you're at your very weakest, God is still strong. If He can knock down the walls of Jericho with just a trumpet's blast and shout a praise, imagine what He can do with your situation. Isn't that wonderful? And that goes right along with this card I got from Sherry. God is the strength in my heart and the portion forever, and my portion forever. And that goes right along with even my book. This green is when I have a lot of strength. This one, yellow, is I don't have a whole lot of strength, but I still have strength. This red one, I need strength. That's better if I did it that way. I need strength bad for this page. Strength is working. Strength is at its best. I like that. And that's what I just got from that reading. I love this book. Okay, I'm gonna just put that marker right there. Okay, thank you guys for watching and listening to me and hanging out with me even at my days. I'm gonna finish drinking my coffee. I gotta it's my big cup of coffee. But anyway, I do laundry today. This is going to be a different kind of a week for me this week because my son and my daughter-in-law started her new job today. Um, she's going to be working nights, but for this week, because she's in the training, um, not training, but it's a different word than that. She's a RN, and she's going to be working at a hospital like just almost right next door. And but the main hospital, she's working at Tampa General, but the main hospital is in Tampa, which is like 30, 40 miles from here. And then, but the hospital here is almost like a satellite hospital of Tampa General. And so she's got to go to the main hospital for her orientation. That's what they call it, orientation. That's where they learn all the computer, where they do charting and stuff. They'll learn all that. And so she's going to be doing that this week. So she'll be gone all day each day. And then Billy, he's an electrician. He works during days. And so although today he's not working today because he's got two doctor's appointments. He's got a chiropractor and acupuncturist because he actually needs to have surgery done on his neck after a car accident, but he chooses not to have the surgery because there's too many risks involved, and so he's dealing with acupuncture and what was that other one I said? Acupuncture and chiropractor. And so he's got both them appointments today. Thank goodness he's got an awesome boss that deals well with his schedule. But anyway, that gives me and Papa like aloneness. So um I'm cooking tonight. I'm cooking spaghetti. I'm the cook this time. To this week, I'm the cook this week because Bianca won't be home till like 7. Oh no, she works till 7. Yeah, I don't know what time she'll be home. But anyhow, and the girls are with their other granny, their Gigi, and listen to me just ramble on. Okay, so it's going to be an exciting week. It's going to be a different kind of a week, actually. And so it's going to be a green week. I think it's going to be a mostly green week. Green week. Gosh, I can't even talk. Okay, thank you. I'm going to find my mouse and turn you guys off. I mean, I've turned mine off so you guys can get to busy with whatever your day is wishing from you. God bless and keep you. I ask Him to watch over you every step you take, every move you make, every breath of your day. I ask God to be with you, keep you safe and secure, keep you happy, healthy, and humble. And I will see you on the next video. Thank you.